Future flavors.
Yo, what is the deal? What is the deal? It's your boy, Cold Blooded. Shout out to the grateful ones at the crib watching, tuning in, man. We are live at WEMA 107.3 in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's #1 for hip hop, and I got a very special guest in the building. You may have seen this dude around the way. You may have seen him tearing up Penn Ave. You may have seen him at your local sneaker ball. You may have seen him at your local convention, doing stuff, bringing unity to the community. As you can see on his shirt, it says stand up, fight back. Also, the recent, is inauguree the proper word?
Let's run with it.
All right.
Let's run with it.
Recent inauguree, Tae Comans, Mayor of Wilkinsburg.
Hey.
What's going on? How you feeling?
I feel good, man. Thank you for having me here. Let's start with that. I really appreciate that. You know, we've been locked in to make this happen, and I'm glad it's here.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming through. You know, I'm assuming your schedule is crazy now.
Not really, but
Huh?
I see it becoming that.
Mm.
Definitely, just different meetings and places to be.
Mm-hmm.
Just showing up is the main part of the job. Once you show up, you really can be seen instead of running a community. You actually, are a part of it.
Mm. So it's giving. I'm not a manager. I'm more so a leader.
Yeah, it'd be like a leader.
Yeah.
Not the CEO like you'd think like the Pittsburgh's mayor Ed Gainey, but it'll be more like a leader. The best way I put it is a great mascot that brings people in. Like I have to attract people to get past stigmas and everything, and be like, why not Wilkinsburg?
Mm-hmm.
And bring as many businesses, residents, events. Just we as the borough mayors really have to be the face and just get the word out, man. Wilkinsburg is where it's at. Good all over.
Hey.
All them slogans.
Well, to backtrack, can you let the people know where are you from and what was life like growing up?
I'm from Lincoln.
Yeah?
Lincoln, Leamington, out Poston Avenue, Montezuma Street. I've lived over there. My mom still lives over that way. My dad's from St. Clair Village. Shout out to the South Side. Just a guy born from teen parents. It's crazy.
Yeah?
I'm a mayor now. Me and Gainey has the same story. Our mothers were 15 when they had us. And in most of the world, we'd have been a statistic, and not on the good side.
Yeah, for surely.
But being able to have your own thought. I think living in a lot of these neighborhoods, if you don't have your own mind, you'll get lost and get swept under the rug.
Mm-hmm.
And me, I always had my own mind. I always did what I wanted to do. Sometimes I didn't do what I had to do, but I always did what I wanted to do, and that kept me out of a lot of trouble. And just growing up, I was just a cool kid, only child from my mom. My dad had other kids. Life was, the typical Pittsburgh story. Go to school, try to go to college. Some people make it all the way. I didn't, but I still was able to, to bounce back and find a career outside of this politics things. I work in procurement.
What's that?
It's the buying and selling of everything is procurement. Like I work for a company who has a platform where we help buyers such as like Westinghouse and Rio Tinto and different places like that put their purchase orders out to get invoiced by the people that they do business with.
Westinghouse is in the school, or the company that has
company.
that giant building out near Churchill?
The big Westinghouse.
Yeah.
The worldwide.
Okay.
So that was just me, man. I was just a cool kid.
Mm-hmm.
Love kicking with my friends. Love kicking with my grandma, my cousins. That simple story.
What was something that contributed to you sticking to yourself and being your own man growing up instead of following what was around you?
Just seeing a lot of people out there on drugs, young, like
scary, right?
Yeah, it's like to see a young crackhead is the wildest stuff in the world. I almost cussed, but just the wildest thing. Mm-hmm. So you learn to not follow the pack, especially like I go over to my dad's house all the time at St. Clair Village back in the day, and just being in the projects and stuff. Like I said, the streets, it's easier just to just say F it and do whatever. Mm-hmm. But you have to realize like, nah, I want to be more than this or more than that, or just don't want to be the run of the mill type dude. Just CP up there. I had a lot of friends up there too. And to see where they're at now, and they didn't make that choice too, stay clear, it shows me that I made a good choice.
Yeah, I would say so. Fun fact, I think my granddad back in the day used to be the housing authority manager, or property manager at St. Clair Village, and a couple of the other spots back in the day.
See, man, that's what we call Black History.
Yeah.
'Cause, in Pittsburgh, they don't give people like that a chance back then, especially. Yeah, that's the. We all tied in, man. No matter what, if you have a story in Pittsburgh, you're connected to other people some type of way.
Yeah,
it's always a connection.
What was college like?
College was cool. I went to
Where'd you go?
I went to Mansfield University up closer to New York, still PA, but
near like the Amish crowd.
Not really. That's like more like Lancaster.
That's south. I
it's north. It's like
Lancaster's north, right near Buffalo, ish. Not really, but like.
That PA one is closer to like Philly-ish, like that mid. But Mansfield was like, I'll say, it's a perfect triangle from here to Philly and Mansfield. It's like it's literally like the top center of the state. Like it's like right there in New York, where like Tioga County and Binghamton and all that, like Troy, and it is literally like 6 hours to Pittsburgh, 6 hours to Philly. So it's like literally a triangle. It's like neither city was real close to it. So it was cool. We had a nice mix. I was up there with all my cousins and friends. They played football. I was the only one that didn't. That college story where you get a group of friends, you have a good time. Sometimes you have too much fun.
Yeah.
I didn't finish, but I learned a lot up there. I think going away to college is important because until you leave, you really don't know what's out there, especially being on your own. You really have to make decisions. Like it's like having like $200 back then. You was up. Like you had your meal plan. You was like you can go have some fun. It's just a different. It's just that state college fun is just. It's one of a kind. I think everyone should experience it. It's really not for everyone. Because, we need trades out there. We need people doing all that. But if you can do it, go check it out. No matter what school you went to. I went to college to be on the radio. I had a radio show called Best of Both Worlds, me and these two girls from Philly. I would get all the music together, and that was early downloading, where it was dang near impossible to find an edited song because you can't play cursive with the radio.
Yeah.
So that was fun. That was the best part of college to me, just getting radio. Like we really had a show. I wish I would have recorded them just to have them just laying around. But that college life, it was important to me just to open your eyes and meet people from other places you would have never met. Like I don't think naturally, as fast as I did, I wouldn't have met a lot of people from like Philly and Media, PA, and even New York. Like the homies was from Rochester, and we had some Buffaloes. Man, we had a dope time, man. Utica, Ithaca, all of that. Just meeting people from this area we're in, this tri-state area. I would have done it naturally. Like I'd go down south to see my family and stuff. But other than that, I wouldn't have done it.
So you would say college is not only cool for people who might want to find themselves or just get away from the crib, but it's also a great networking opportunity if you use it that way.
Yeah, definitely. I've always heard that your college friends are, some people that you'll keep with you for the rest of your life. And I have to agree with that. So you go through a lot too, especially if you're away from your family. You had the struggle times. I remember me and my homie Smiley, we used to just be at the parties and we'd find we'd come across some food the night before to cook like Sunday dinner, and we'd have Sunday dinner and have a good time. It just, I don't know, it helps you find what you want and you don't want in your tribe.
What do you mean by tribe?
Your
like
close friends.
Your clique?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I represent a tribe called Comans. That's my family and everything. So,
talk about it.
Yeah, everyone, all your connections, man. You got to make sure your tribe's legit. And being up, going away, you see who you want to be around and who you don't want to be around.
When it comes to community events and involvement, what are some of your favorite events that you've been a part of?
So far, you mean just like recently or just period?
Just period. Before this is before the mayor thing.
Home for the holiday events. I really don't like doing stuff for real. Like you know, being just you know.
It could be a party.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The home for the holiday events, the parties.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I really didn't do too much like going out there and stuff until like you know getting with her and she started running through the politics, having to go to different meet and greets and different things. That's more recently in these last few years. Before that, you know, we'd go out party, kick it with our friends, you know, go out of town. But now, I feel like the real events are here, and I'm here for all of them.
Okay. Well, with that being said, let's talk marriage.
Yeah, definitely.
What was that like stepping into that realm? How did you feel? Also, could you give young black men advice who might be thinking about tying the knot?
The best advice is to know who you're marrying. You know, be friends first. You don't want to jump the gun and just marry somebody you don't know. Like me and my wife, we were friends before we dated. You know, we've been together for a while now, but we were friends, like friends, like real friends first. Before, like I said, before any like romantic thing, and which made it a little easier. It's like that's you know my best friend. Now I think if you're with someone and you don't think that's your best friend, then that might not be the right thing to do. You know, you really have to marry someone that you love being around. You don't want to be that married couple where, you know, you're in the basement all day, they're upstairs. Like, no, we kick it. You know, besides when we're working down because it's pandemic, working from home, it's like we do be in separate rooms because it's like we're both working. We're both on the computer. We both have meetings and stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of cool though. Like y'all both, like I got offices at the crib. You get to both. Hey, I'm gonna go handle this meeting. You know, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So marriage is something that you should do if you really are into it because it's expensive. It's expensive. Especially when you have kids. You think about like this insurance. Like, it was cool when I put her on my insurance, but we had our daughter, Bellamy. I was like, oh, man, I got to add somebody else to this to this insurance. So, you know, it's just the things that people don't think about. It's like, make sure you're ready. Make sure that's your forever person. Make sure you enjoy being around them. Make sure it's time. Make sure you like their family. Make sure make sure you know them. Don't be the person that just never goes around and just, you know, you gotta mix it up.
Yeah.
Have some fun. You gotta be out and about. You gotta forever date that person, forever love, you know, especially if children's in there. You have to not lose yourself in being a parent. Don't lose your marriage being mom and dad. That's my best advice. It's like the kids are important, but you're not making love to the kids. You're not like, you know, paying bills with the kids. You're not, you know, you're not going on dates with the kids. The kids are there. They'll be there for your lifetime. But that mate comes first. Yeah, it's like your family's there, but your mate has to be priority.
Yeah. Well, in a way, you know that you guys bring the stability to the table for your kids. Without stability and the security, with AKA the foundation, then you can't build nothing for your kid.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And the number one thing, man, support your wife, man. Whatever her dream is, help her with that. She'll help you the same way. You'll get a lot further than try to do it on your own and just keep them out the box and everything. Like, I personally wouldn't be where I'm at right now if it wasn't for my wife.
Smart man.
It's not because she's here either. I was
right. Yeah. I believe you. 100%. Well, what's fatherhood like for you?
It's fun, man. Like I was saying, I have my daughter Bellamy, and we're currently having a son. I'm having a son in May.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
I didn't want to say anything and be rude.
Oh yeah, she is.
This is a baby.
Yeah, she's due May. So fatherhood was easier than bringing a dog home. I'd have to say, like a fresh puppy. They sit in a crate, you crying all night. That baby's gonna go to sleep. That baby's chill. Being a parent is one of the best things I've ever winged in my life.
Wing?
Yeah,
What you mean?
You gotta wing it. There's no There's no book you can read that's gonna know your kid's personality.
My friend got me a book, The Expectant Dad, and I'm like, man, I'm already going through this. I'm not reading this book.
Yeah. So that was important to me. Just learning your kid, being there for your wife. Like we had a system. She did the breastfeed and I changed the diapers. We did a shift. We started out when the baby first got home. I would I would be from 7 to 1:30, and then I'll go to sleep, and then because baby's still gonna sleep. Yeah. So then that would be her shift, and
at that point, how old is she now?
2.5.
I would say at that point, I'm a young father. She'll be 2 in May.
Oh man, that's dope.
So I'm noticing the first 6 months, it's cool, eat, go to sleep, stay asleep, chill. And then, terrible 18 months comes, and now it's, if I grab something off of you or don't hand you my food, when you have a full plate, you're doing all these high-pitched screams and temper tantrums, and
they're the boss.
Yeah, what happened?
I was saying this the other day to my wife. I swear, I was like, Ashley, I swear she thinks she you, bruh. She really just was sitting there next to her, eating her salad, telling me what to do. I'm like, it's like, what? Who are you talking to? But it's fun, just seeing her grow up and realizing that we have to do it all over again. Now we can understand her. She's talking full sentences. I'm trying to teach her Spanish.
That's what's up.
So,
around what age did she start talking in full sentences?
I say around 2. She started hitting us with small sentences, and then I swear it's each week it'd be different. It'd be it's hold on, where do you one day she hit me with, oh my goodness. I'm like, who are you around? Old lady? It's fun though, but I'm super interested to see her interact when her brother comes.
Yeah, that would be cool, and then she could help him learn to talk and walk and do things like that.
Yeah, I think she's going to be a fun big sister, because she's funny. She is funny, and she'll say it to you. I'm so funny. She thinks everything's funny. So I love fatherhood. I can't front.
So moving forward, what made you run for mayor, and why Wilkinsburg?
Well, that's where I live. So that's number one. You have to live there. I already was on school board for 2 years. My wife, she was on school board first. She transitioned off. Then I jumped on.
For what school?
Wilkinsburg School District.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a whole, because we got our own school district. Let me give y'all some Wilkinsburg facts. So there's about 15,000 people in Wilkinsburg. We're a borough comprised of a council of 9 people, 3 people from each ward. In Wilkinsburg, we have Ward 1, 2, and 3. Different areas up the Black Ridge areas, and that's one, right? The Black Ridge going towards the Turner. Then you got 2 that's more center of Wilkinsburg. Then Ward 3 is some of the downtown mixed with Regent Square-ish. So you get 3 representatives from each, just like the city of Pittsburgh.
It's just downtown. A lot more people.
Yeah, Penn Avenue.
That's
Wood Street and Penn Avenue.
Yeah, Wood Street. That's considered downtown.
Think about it. Downtown Pittsburgh has a Wood Street and Penn Avenue. It's the same Penn Avenue from Wilkinsburg to downtown.
East Lib, downtown.
Same Penn Avenue. Yeah. So this is all year. And just think about any small town you go to. They got a little downtown.
Yeah, I remember I was downtown Greensburg. I'm like, this is trash.
Yes, it's just like a downtown.
No shade to Greensburg.
We love Greensburg.
Shout out Paulie J too.
We love Greensburg, but it's a borough. I'm the mayor, but it's a weak mayor system, so council has all the power, so to speak. So they get to vote on things. I'm like I was saying, I'm more of a figure. I'm there to bring the love.
You're the head of PR.
I am the head of PR. Yes, I am PR. But I ran because our current mayor wasn't running anymore, and I felt like I was the best person for the job. It's crazy. Yesterday, a year ago, before I was going to do it, I made a Facebook post and said, my wife's trying to give me a run for mayor. Everybody was like, you should do it. You should do it. That was
Smart one.
yeah. And that was kind of like a tester. So, after that, you're like, you know what? I'm going to do it. We started up a little committee thing, for, a PAC, a political action committee, so we can raise some money. Because when you're running for office, you have to sign things that you can't spend more than $250 of your own money. Yes, you can't, raise the money because you cannot spend more than $250 on yourself.
What do you mean, like, as far as like?
As far as for anything for your campaign, like if you want to get yard signs, if you want to pay people to do anything, if you want to, put commercials out there, just anything.
And this is you personally spending, or
no,
you and your team?
That's what it'll be, the team. That's why you raise money, because you sign things that say you can't spend more than $250 of your own money. So you basically have to get people to donate and have to set things up.
I mean, it's kind of a test to see what your reach is in the community and
Yes.
how you can make something out of nothing, because ideally you may not have much to work with.
Yep, that's true.
That's kind of weird though. Like only 250 to be, as far as like your whole promotions package, like that's trash.
But the beautiful thing with that is, if you don't have it, you can literally just knock on doors. You just have to be that visible. It's just yard signs help to see. A lot of people are visual. You want to see it. So you can grassroots and just get people to get out and knock on your doors for you. That's but that could cost money, because
What, to knock on people's doors?
well, you're gonna give them something. They're not going to sit there and remember everything you told them.
True.
So you have to, leave them with some information, because a lot of people, they'll read it and think about it more so than think about what you just told them. They can go to sleep, wake up like, oh, I forgot what that man said yesterday, or what person, and you have people knocking on the door for you. They can't sell you more than you can sell yourself. So the literature helps in that.
So what did you do?
We made a PAC, a political action committee, Comans for Change, to help me run for, we're going to keep it open. If anyone else that needs help running, they can come to us, and, we can do events to have, fundraised, and, they can have stuff at their house. A lot of neighbors will have things at their homes in the different wards or wherever you live, just to have people have some wine and cheese and find some donors. Give money. You really don't need that much for these local elections. It's nothing like doing it in the city. Like I was saying, that reach is 300,000 people in Pittsburgh,
That's
opposed to 15,000 in Wilkinsburg.
That's the crazy thing. Like I remember I was talking to my mom about it. I'm like, yeah, remember you in the mayor of Wilkinsburg? And she's like, okay, cool. And then she's like, like they're not part of the city. Like how Hills isn't part of the city. I'm like, what? Then I was like, oh, they got their own mayor.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
All over. There's so many boroughs in Allegheny County.
It's not stupid.
No, that's a good point you make.
Right. I don't think it's stupid like that. They have their own Wilkinsburg and Pelham got their own mayor, but it's like to say it's not part of the city. Like I can see even with like what they're doing now with East Shore, like to say the Mon Valley and all that, that's not part of the city. Like that's kind of foul. I can see if you say Latrobe.
Yeah,
that's
it's not part of the city.
I because of the lines.
Yeah, what they call it, the metropolitan Pittsburgh area.
That's Allegheny County for you.
Yeah, it's just there's so many boroughs, municipalities,
and townships.
Yes, like you got McKeesport City.
Yeah, they got their own city hall.
Yeah, I mean we got our borough building and everything. We got our jail, we got a police force, we got jails.
Too many school districts.
Yeah, all these school districts out here, which is getting murdered by these charter schools.
That's state funding.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, what were we talking about?
You.
I mean, yeah, but we were talking.
You was talking about me.
So being that you now created your own seat at the table, your own place behind the desk, what can you do?
I can put bugs in people's ears.
Influential.
Yeah, like I said, influence is everything. That's the main part of this job. You have to take what your residents, bring to you, and funnel it away, you know, to make sense and get the council to, you know, agree on like, hey, should we act on this? Like, let's bring this to the table. If there's like, say there's a crazy speeding problem right now on Franklin Avenue, we'll need some speed bumps in there. So that would be my job to bring that to the table. Like, hey, we have to look at this and
how can we fund it? What
yes,
we gotta do?
yes. What's the proper ways to do this to get these speed bumps on Franklin, or will we have to have police sitting on there longer?
That could get you involved in like bigger infrastructure and like bigger plans.
Yeah, and because that's what it's about. It's like, you know, I have to look at the things that they're missing out, because a lot of these people are, you know, a lot of these people are older, so no matter what, my thing is I'm going to have to bring these new ideas. Like,
so
I believe
you
in
gotta be
our
the young, innovative dude.
Yes, because no one else will think about it. Like, we're own borough. Like, there's no reason why in Moroville they have a dispensary, and we couldn't do the same thing in Wilkinsburg. We'll get a lot of tax money with that, and so that's my
More
thoughts.
jobs, more money.
Yes, a lot of jobs. I believe that we, you know, as Wilkinsburg, we need at least 2 bars. You know, people do drink in our borough.
There's no bars in Wilkinsburg?
The only bar we have is in Salvatore's. Yep.
Dad.
So,
Draft City guys.
yeah, we were draft for a long time. I think about 6 years. Was that 6 years ago it changed?
I wonder what it would be like as far as like getting a, let's say like liquor licenses in that area. Because, you know, Pittsburgh, there's a lot of liquor licenses everywhere. Same with like radio stations and things like that. It's hard to get that piece of paper to do stuff.
It's like you gotta go lower. You can't, like, a lot of places don't go full bars. They'll go like, all right, we'll get a beer. What's it called? A brewery, and you still need a liquor license for that. You know, the brewery, they'll have like a tasting room where they can you know, sell mixed drinks and different things like that. So there's ways around it. Shout out to Oasis Tap Room. The homie Erica, she just opened up something in East Liberty.
What's that? What's tap room?
It's
tap in.
It's an event space where it's an event space. It's you know, where you can have your your baby showers, you know, but they have like drinks. You know, she owns TLC Libations.
Okay.
She go to events and sell like pretty drinks and everything.
I heard of that before.
Yeah, Erica Turner's a G, and so I'm thinking like, how could we implement things like that if we can't get a full bar? How could we do anything? Because people in Wilkinsburg drink, but they leave Wilkinsburg to drink.
Yeah, that's not keeping money in.
Not at all. Not at all. So we had 2 bars. Like, we could even have an alumni bar because Wilkinsburg loves Wilkinsburg. Had a call. You could even call it the Tiger, and then we could have like a loft maybe where, you know, your mixed crowds can come to or anything. I mean, both of them be mixed crowd, but it's, you know, we need options. You know, we need to think ahead. They want to compare us to the city of Pittsburgh all the time, but I feel like we have to move like it too. We have to
absolutely
think of different things. Like, how can we lower taxes? How do we get our kids back to our school district from these charter schools?
Most people have like a predecessor they could look up to and, like, you know, pick off of, but people just don't want to do it. Like, for instance, when do you plan on opening the Tiger?
I can't open it myself.
Well,
I have to get someone too. In these next 2 years, I really want to. I know one guy. He actually has a liquor license, he say, and he's building it up, but he's getting a lot of pushback from code enforcement. So there's not a lot of parking spots. So they're telling like a capacity is only like 35. Like, that don't make sense at all.
In the building, just based on parking.
Based on parking. So there's 3 stories, and he wants to have a rooftop, but they're telling him an occupancy of 35, and that's just different things to look at. Like,
this is without COVID.
This is without COVID. Yeah. So I'm just trying to push. I've been talking to some people just to give them a thought, because a lot of people don't own their buildings, so they're renting and leasing. So we do have a high property tax in Wilkinsburg, but if you're leasing it, you really don't have to worry about that. You just have to worry about getting your business up and running. And now we're finally getting more staff in our borough, because you know, for a while we didn't have like code enforcement or things like that, which is holding up from you buying property, from you doing anything. So that's the number one thing. Now, I have a lot of ideas, man. I just gotta run it past the people first. First, I have to see if it's, you know, survival to do, and then run it past the people because I work for them. And if they don't have, that's like when like a Diddy got billions, but he still goes to the people first like, I want to buy this. Tell them to sell this to me because it's cool that you could go do it, but when you got the people behind you, anything's possible.
What do you think contributed to like? I always hear stories about how Wilkinsburg used to be back in, well, just how the city used to be back in the day period. Oh, it's thriving. It was way more colorful. Trees were alive and blah, blah, blah. Like, what do you think played the role in the shift of Wilkinsburg? Because all the houses and, like, even some of the abandoned properties there are huge.
Yes.
Like, everything's giant, their own singular houses. I've never really seen, like, row houses or anything like that or projects in there.
There'd be a lot of families who, well, first I'll say, it was, mismanagement is a number one key to a lot of things going downhill. You get people in place where their community's not the first thing on their mind, whether it's school board or it's council, that's not really there for the people. And so as that goes on, there's people's fighting and everything, and a lot of gang activity happen. After that's over, you still get that stain because things aren't ran like it should be ran, and you get flight. People they live here, their kids get the age, and it's like I'm not sending my kids, and they'll move, flat out move, and there's people dying. They don't have no will, so the house is just lost in the sauce because you got to jump through so many hurdles, and people give up, and so there's just a lot of things that contribute to population loss, and some people just forget. It's like we had the stigma for the longest time in Wilkinsburg. It's time to shine this out. We did have one of the largest property taxes in the state, but now we're lower. We're lower than everyone touching us besides the city. The Woodland Hills area, which is just Swissville, Churchill, the Braddock, Penn Hills. Penn Hills is actually where we were at the high tax rate. So
that the whole school thing happened.
Yes, yes. And so in the past 5 years, it started when my wife was on the school board. We were able to lower the taxes twice. And
Congratulations.
Thank you. But it's getting lost. It's getting lost because the only thing you hear of now is the possible annexation. The people just saying like, hey, we don't want to be Wilkinsburg. We want to be part of the city. They pay less property taxes. And so that's putting a stain on us when we should have been celebrating like, yo, our taxes are lower. Because in the past 10 years, you saw the city of Pittsburgh, around 10,000 black people left. They didn't leave Allegheny County. They went to your Churchills, your Wilkins, all that, the area surrounding us, but jumping over Wilkinsburg.
That was, I noticed that because like when I was in high school, I was still out in Penn Hills, right? And I noticed a lot of people were getting pushed out of like East Hills, Homewood, the Hill, and they were all coming like, because Penn Hills was like two sides for real. So the hood adjacent side, they started all like coming over there. And I started noticing it more like in classrooms and just being around the way. But that's right, because they're not considering that. Like, oh, all these people are leaving the city, and then they put these headlines out and these huge subheads, oh, black people don't want to stay in Pittsburgh, it's the worst place to live, and they all go to the outskirts. But really going to Wilkinsburg and Penn Hills is not really like out the way or going.
Still the same.
It's not like a huge migration down south.
Yeah, because we're all cousins. But they would jump past us to go to our surrounding areas. So now that we're lower than them, our homes are valued lower than them. A lot of people do move to Wilkinsburg because you get a $200,000 home. That $200,000 home in the city of Pittsburgh would have been probably $600,000 or something like that. So we do have a high tax, but our homes aren't crazy priced.
Nah.
Like our medium house price in Wilkinsburg is $80,000, and with even a higher tax rate, that's still not crazy. That you're paying. But now that we're lower, and I have ideas to get them even lower. I'm just working with the solicitor to see if it's a legal thing we can present. I won't say do, because if we don't talk to the people, I wouldn't even want to do it. But yeah.
Well, now I'm gonna rapid fire you some questions before we get up out of here. Political do's and don'ts. Give me two of each.
Do talk to the people. Do be transparent. Don't say things you can't deliver, and don't do things to that'll make you look bad.
Advice for the youth who want to be in politics.
Just do it, man. Get out there and volunteer first. You get in the mix and make sure you're getting a good look at what you're thinking of, because it's one thing to be on the outside, but once you get in there and the veil's raised and everything, the curtain's raised, and you see like, oh, this is something I don't want to do. So I think you should, get in there, intern. There's so many people running. Get in there, help them out, knock on doors. That's the number one thing. Get with the genuine people, transparent people.
Favorite restaurant?
Favorite restaurant? I have to go Soul and Sea.
Really?
My family.
Which one? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Soul and Sea.
It's my family.
Where's Soul and Sea located?
Penn Hills, Frankstown Road, and
Southside.
Richland Plaza, and on South Side. I can't think of the address.
Favorite local brand?
Favorite?
Put an S on it. Put an S on it. Top 5.
My top 5 local brands will probably be my homie Ivan with Sosimo, Tutuna with the Heat Club, my man Geechee Piano with the Haven Project. I respect You Dig. There's just so many.
Yeah.
It's just so many, and I got love for all of them, man. I try to buy as much as I can. They got the one, it's called Classic. Shout out to Rebel Brand. They just opened up a store in Rebel Bread. They just opened up a store in Wilkinsburg, actually, next to Nancy's. So go check them out. They have a lot of good pieces in there. They have good shoes and everything, too. Yeah, man, that's all I can think of right now.
Favorite local venue?
Favorite local venue would have to be, man, I missed
Boom!
it. It was Couch Brewery.
What's Couch Brewery?
It was a brewery down Larimer. But Bloom Concepts, Bloom Concepts is my favorite venue.
I just had a feeling, I could just,
Yeah.
same like y'all peers.
Mm-hmm. That's my brother.
Favorite podcast?
Favorite podcast is Straight to the League.
Cold-blooded True Podcast.
Hey, Cold-Blooded True Podcast is that deal.
You right, Straight to the League for
I gotta go with my Straight to the League. I gotta go with my podcast. I love it, man.
Hot or cold?
Hot.
Favorite food? What's the future of Wilkinsburg look like?
The future of Wilkinsburg is bright. Being this mayor, the way I'm gonna do it, I'm trying to get involved heavily. I'm trying to be with everyone. I'm tired of these war of wards. We have to bring everyone together. If there's no unity, we won't get anything done. But just trying to bring in some new businesses. I have some ideas to trying to kind of like fix the taxes, but you have to give to get.
Right.
So just to see what makes sense and talk to the people what makes sense to them. I have a project coming with the homie. I'm not even gonna say with who, but we're trying to get a whole lot of money brought into our downtown area.
Mm-hmm.
It's looking real bright. Looking real bright. I'll come and talk to you first once I can officially say it.
All right,
some
cool,
NDAs
cool,
and stuff.
cool.
So I really don't even want to say the person's name.
Okay.
And then they'd be like, oh, yeah.
It's all good, man. Don't incriminate yourself, man.
Yeah.
Not that you're into any criminal activity, but don't do that. Don't set yourself up like that.
Mm-hmm.
But, so where can people get tuned in with you? Where can they vote again? If you run again, where can they get tapped in with the podcast? All of that.
Hey, podcast is Straight to the League. We're on the Good News Radio app. It's from LA, based out of LA. Shout out to Keith Good News. We're there Fridays at 8 p.m. our time, 5 p.m. their time. It's a dope app. They have a lot of talk radio. They have 3 divisions. They got Latin, they got sports, and then they got talk. It just came from like 3 shows, and then this bubbled. There's probably like 14 shows now, maybe 20. So we're exclusively on that app. But as far as me, man, I'm Mayor Comans on IG and Facebook. And I'm around, man. Just come downtown. Come to Penn Avenue. You'll see me.
So come to Penn Avenue.
Yeah, come down. We can go to eat at Nancy's or Miss Jean's or.
You ever have Nene back in the day?
Yes. Yes, fire.
Fire.
Shout out to Nene. Shout out to King James. That was before Nene's.
Yeah.
I ain't that old. No shade.
Yeah, but check out Royal Caribbean.
Yeah.
Check out we got 2 Jamaican spots. We got Fireside. There's a lot of Not Slim Bow Ties. Yeah, we have a lot of culture in Wilkinsburg. We got 5 grocery stores, like Caribbean markets, like Asian market. We got 2 African markets, 2 Caribbean markets. the Asian market, and then I don't really show you. You gotta save a lot too,
Hey,
but yeah.
hey man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Comans.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate this.
Matter of fact, hold on. I gotta do this again. Ladies and gentlemen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Comans.
Hey, thank you for having me. I really appreciate this.
Appreciate
I'm not
you,
getting
too.
used to. I'm not used to getting interviewed.
Hey man, you're the mayor now, so the spotlight's on you.
Mm.
Yeah.
Just make sure it's colorful, because I'm here to bring the show.
There it is.